So I've been talking about how 10 million people showed up at the No Kings protest, but as the reports keep coming in, it's up to over 15 million people in America joined the No Kings protest against Trump. Meanwhile, only about 50 people, or I don't know, 350 people, 500 people showed up at Trump's birthday parade for Putin. Is this enough to trigger a recount? Like, just the images of the numbers, the popularity of the numbers on our side versus the popularity of the numbers on his side, and that includes people who literally are just there for the birthday of the military, the 250th anniversary of the military. Some of those people, the ones who look really sad probably, were there for the people that you actually feel sorry for, sitting there on those empty bleachers, were probably there for the military, not for Trump. The idea that the military was marching out of step or marching badly, they're probably just bad at marching, but that was somehow a protest against Trump. No, march away from Trump, or better yet, march around Trump and arrest him as a traitor if you want to protest Trump. But yeah, the protests were huge. The parade was tiny. I think that can trigger a recount or examination of the 2024 election. And when I say that as a suppressed, heavily suppressed, outcast streamer, I'm really encouraged to see someone who has a TV commercial on my TV. The TV shows that I watch has a TV commercial for the I've Had It podcast. And the TV commercial indicates in no way that they have any political leanings. Unlike the other podcast commercial that suggests, hey, you want to see some incels talk about if you're an alcoholic, you'll get caught. Aren't you sad this is the best acting job you've ever had? I'm sad for you. This is the best acting job. Those guys come across as right-wing. Maybe they're not, because again, they don't really portray either way. But the I've Had It podcast does not portray it as being left-wing whatsoever. And yet, on YouTube, I was recommended a clip of the I've Had It podcast in which she goes off on Trump, calling him a fascist and calling out the stuff pretty effectively. So it's good to see that even leftists who are successful enough or allowed to be successful enough to have TV ads for their podcast are calling out Trump and even calling into question the election, because she suggested a recount. She suggested that the numbers for these protests versus the numbers for his parade do indicate a lot more support for Kamala or for America than for Trump and Putin. So I think we should be investigating that, because I don't think they have nearly the support that they seem to indicate they had by that election. And this parade versus the No Kings protest seems to bear it out. Thanks. Although she still wasn't talking about all the other terrorists. There were at least 4 other terrorists in 4 different cities who struck, besides the Minnesota terrorist, who they're not even calling a terrorist, at least 4 other terrorists attacking No King's Day protests in 4 other cities that I've heard of just from looking on YouTube. Let me know if you've heard of some more. And let's stop the Trump terrorist attempt to start a civil war here or overthrow the country that Trump is already in charge of. That's how you know Putin's an idiot. It's because Putin is complete control of America right now through his puppet Trump. But instead of profiting off that, he just wants to destroy America for revenge for the USSR or something. That's pathetic and sad and stupid, but that's how stupid Putin is. Let's stop him. Let's save America and save democracy and save Earth from these evil tyrants. Thank you.